Future tense and future continuous tense was completed. Today we shall continue with future perfect and future perfect continuous tenses. So just let me present the screen. So is my screen visible? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, fine. Good. So we started simple future tense in the last class. So I will just give you a gist about what is simple future tense. So simple future tense is used to show an action which is planned to happen in the future. So any action which is expected to happen in the future is expressed in simple future tense, or we write that action in simple future tense. For example, I will call you tomorrow, I will do it for you, I will help you. All these are examples for simple future tense. And basically, we use this structure for simple future tense. That is subject plus will plus V1 plus object. So subject plus will plus V1 plus object is the basic format that we use for simple future tense. So remember that we always use the word will plus V1. Okay, this is future tense, still you are using V1 because along with will we should always use the first form of the verb. Okay, so here you can check the examples. I will call you tomorrow. So here I is the subject plus will plus call is the V1 plus you is the object. Similarly, I will do it. So I is the subject, will plus do is the V1 plus it is the object. Similarly, I will bring it tomorrow. Again, I is the subject plus will plus bring is the V1 plus it is the object. So this is how simple future tense is formed. Okay, so here the subjects is about to do an action in the future. The subjects are about to do an action in the future. And the word will is used in all the simple future tenses. Okay, so here you can see that some other uses of will. Basically, where do we use will? The first use is to offer a help. So I will do it for you, I will help you, I will cook for you. All these are examples for sentences that offers a help. Next is to promise something. That is to give a promise to someone. To promise something, you will be using the word will. Right. So I will pay back tomorrow. That is, I will pay the money tomorrow. I will return the money tomorrow. I will return the necklace this week. Okay, so all these are some promises that you make to some person. So again, you are using the word will. Hence, this sentence is also, these sentences are also in simple future tense. Okay. Next is to indicate surety. So to indicate surety, again, we very commonly use the word will. And for example, I will do it for sure. He will definitely win the match. They will score centum in English. Raja will succeed in the business. I will pass the interview. I will surely crack the exam. So in all these examples, you are using the word will, and the structure is subject plus will plus V1 plus object. In these examples, you can see that do, definitely, not definitely, I'm sorry, do, win, score, succeed, pass, crack. All these are in the V1 form. Okay, the V1 form of the verb. Clear? So this is how simple future tense is commonly used. And next, moving to future continuous tense. Okay, future continuous tense is used to show actions that can happen continuously in the future. Just like how we discussed present continuous and past continuous tenses. Present continuous is a tense used to express actions that continuously happen in the present. Past continuous tense is used to show actions that had continuously happened in the future. Whereas future continuous tense is used to show actions that will continuously happen in the future, that are expected to continuously happen in the future. For example, I will be calling you tomorrow. I will be running tomorrow at AKJ Park. I will be working for a big company in the future. So here all the actions are expected to happen in the future continuous tense. And moving to the structure, it is subject plus will be plus V1 plus ing plus object. So subject is as usual the same plus will be. Will be. Instead of will, we are adding a be. So will be plus V1 plus ing plus object. So subject plus will be. You are adding a be. Okay, so in future continuous tense you have to write will be plus the continuous form always has the gerund, that is V1 plus ing plus object. Okay, so you can just check in one example whether the format is followed. So I will be calling you tomorrow. So I is the subject plus will be plus calling, that is V1 plus ing plus you is the object. Similarly, I will be running tomorrow at AKJ Park. The structure is again followed here. And finally, I will be working for a big company in the future. Same, I is the subject plus will be plus working, that is V1 plus ing plus for a big company in the future, that is the object. Okay, so hope this part is clear for you now. Now moving to some examples. We have already discussed some examples, so I am just skipping this part. Okay, now moving to future perfect tense. So future perfect tense was already described in the previous class, but it was not a detailed description. So I would like to emphasize on this again. Okay, I would like to just give an emphasis on this part once more. So future perfect tense is used to show an action that began in the present tense and will be completed at some point of time in the future. So imagine that you are saving some amount, say 1 lakh rupees. Imagine that you decided to save 1 lakh rupees for some personal reasons. Okay, you started saving the money in January. In the beginning of this year, you started saving the money. Now it is August, but it will become 1 lakh rupees only by the end of this year, maybe in December. Okay, so you started saving in January, now it is August, you are still continuing to save, and the amount will become 1 lakh, the savings will become 1 lakh only by the end of this year. So the action of saving started in the past. The action called saving started in the past and still it is continuing, but it will end only at some point in the future. So such situations are expressed in this future perfect tense. Clear? So you can just read the definition and understand. The future perfect tense is used to show an action that began in the present or past and will be completed at some point of time in the future. The action is already happening in the present. Please remember that the action would have started in the present or past. Never mind. The action would have started in the present or past, but it is still continuing. It is still continuing. That is what you have to understand. For example, by April, I will have saved 2 lakh rupees. Second is, I will have driven for 2 hours from home when we reach Ooty. So in the first example, let me show you. By April, okay, I will have saved 2 lakh rupees. So imagine that I started saving some money for a charity or something, and now it is August. I started saving in January, now it is August, but the amount will become 2 lakhs only by April, that is April 2025. Okay, so I am telling by April, I will have saved 2 lakh rupees. So it means that the action started somewhere in the past, it is still continuing, and it will end only in the future. April is yet to come, right? Now we are in August, April is yet to come. We have to wait till 2025, right? Similarly, I will have driven for 2 hours from home when we reach Ooty. Ooty is a famous hill station. It's a famous place in Tamil Nadu. Hope you know that. Okay. So I will have driven for 2 hours from home when we reach Ooty. It means that I started driving a few hours back. Okay, I started driving maybe half an hour or 1 hour back. When I reach Ooty, I will have driven for 2 hours. Meaning that the point I reach Ooty, at the very moment I reach Ooty, I will have completed driving 2 hours. For 2 hours. Okay, so I will have driven for 2 hours from home when we reach Ooty. So here the actions saved and driven are in the V3 forms. So now let me show you the structure of this tense. It is subject plus will have plus V3 plus object. So if you have not written that, you can just note it today. Subject plus will have plus V3 plus object. So subject plus will have plus V3. We are again coming back to V3 plus object. So you can see here, I will have saved 2 lakh rupees. I will have driven for 2 hours from home. So here the words in V3 are saved and driven. These are the verbs that are in the V3 form. Saved and driven. Driven is the V3 form for drive. Drive, drove, driven, or we say driven. Both are correct. Okay. So this is all about future perfect tense. Now moving to the last tense, that is future perfect continuous tense. So before that, let me read some examples for you. In future perfect tense, I will have walked by 8 a.m. So here I plus will have plus walked by 8 a.m. is the object. I will have walked by 8 a.m. So here you can understand that I started walking some 10 minutes or 15 minutes back. I am still walking, but I will complete walking by 8 a.m. So I will have walked by 8 a.m. So if someone asks you, hi Priya, shall I join you for walking at 8 o'clock? So you can tell, oh, I'm sorry, I will have walked by 8 a.m. It means I will have completed walking by 8 a.m. Okay. Next is, she will have reached the office by 10 in the morning. Okay, so she will have reached the office by 10 in the morning. He will have driven for more than 3 hours from Coimbatore. Coimbatore is a famous city in Tamil Nadu, known as the Manchester of South India. Coimbatore, most people would have heard. Have you heard of that Isha Yoga Center? Isha Yoga Center, founded by the famous person Jaggi Vasudev. Yeah, Isha's there are 2 temples of Isha. One is in Coimbatore. That was the first one. Okay, and the second one is in Bangalore also. Okay, so Isha Yoga, Adi Yogis Yoga Center is there in Coimbatore. So Coimbatore is also famous for that nowadays. Okay, so he will have driven for more than 3 hours from Coimbatore. Next, Rani will have deposited 10 lakhs by the end of this year. It means Rani started saving some money, still she is saving, and by the end of this year she will have saved and deposited 10 lakh rupees. Next is Sagar will have reached the spot the sooner. Before you reach, the children will have slept. Okay, before you reach, the children will have slept. This is also in future tense. By the time she completes the exam, I will have purchased everything. By the time she completes the exam, that is before she completes the exam or by the time she completes the exam, I will have purchased everything. So I started purchasing, I'm still purchasing, but I will complete the purchasing by the time she completes the exam. Alright, now moving to the last tense, that is future perfect continuous tense. This is a very rarely used tense. You will understand why I am telling like that when we look at some examples. Okay. So finally, the future perfect continuous tense is used to show 2 actions which can happen continuously in the future. Okay. So 2 actions are expected to happen in the future continuously. Okay. And in such cases, we can use future perfect continuous tense. For example, before moving to the example, let me show you the structure. Subject plus will have been plus V1 plus ing plus object. I repeat, subject plus, it was plainly will in simple future, it became will be in future continuous, it became will have in future perfect, and now it is will have been in future perfect continuous. So subject plus will have been plus v1 plus ing. Again you should use the continuous form, ing form plus object. Please remember, if you are using future plain continuous or perfect continuous, okay, there are totally 6 continuous tenses in tenses, right? One is present continuous, then present perfect continuous, past continuous, past perfect continuous, future continuous, and future perfect continuous. So in all these cases, you have to use the v1 plus ing form. That is the continuous form of the verb. Clear? So here you can check the subject plus will have been plus v1 plus ing plus object is the format. Okay, so now you can check the examples. First one, I will have been driving for 4 hours from the morning by the time we reach Chennai tomorrow. Okay, so imagine that I started driving, okay, I started driving from my home. Tomorrow I will reach Chennai. Okay, but the topic is about driving. The subject is about driving. That is the main topic that I am discussing here. So I will have been driving for 4 hours from the morning by the time we reach Chennai tomorrow. It means I will reach Chennai only tomorrow morning, but I started driving today itself. Okay, I will have been driving for 4 hours from the morning by the time we reach Chennai tomorrow. So here the action that is continuously expected to happen is in future tense. That is future perfect continuous tense. I will have been. Structure, you can check the structure as well. I plus will have plus been plus v1 plus ing, that is driving. For 4 hours is the object. From the morning. Okay, I started driving, still driving. Okay, and it will end only by the time we reach Chennai tomorrow. So here I have mentioned that 2 actions will take place. What are those 2 actions? One is driving and the other one is reaching Chennai. You will reach Chennai only if you drive, that is correct. But 2 actions, 2 verbs are given here. One is the verb called driving and the second verb is reaching. Clear? Now moving to the second example. By the time you reach the station, I will have been waiting in the platform counter. I repeat, by the time you reach the station. Okay, that is before you reach the station or by the time you reach the station, I will have been waiting in the platform counter. So here you can see, I would have reached the platform counter before you reach. Even after you reach, I will be there. Okay, and only then I will be purchasing the platform ticket or something. You have to imagine like that. Okay, by the time you reach the station, I will have been waiting in the platform counter. So what is actually given here is, you will be doing some action in the future. Okay, you will be doing some action in the future, but what is happening, it would start in the past. Okay, it would continue and the main purpose will end only in the future. So before you reach the station, what will happen? I will reach this platform. Then I will wait there. That is present. I will wait there. Then once you reach, we will buy the platform ticket and I will leave and you will go. Okay, so this is what is future perfect continuous tense actually means. So that is the reason we say that this tense is very rarely used, because situations like this will come in a very rare way only. It happens only in a seldom way. Okay, like we don't frequently come across such situations. Whereas future perfect tense is not like that. sometimes we have to express things in future perfect tense. But future perfect continuous is not like that. Okay. So now we have some examples here. By the time you reach Adirapalli Falls, I will have been driving the car for 1 hour. Okay. So here I started driving the car. I'm still driving, and by the time I reach Adirapalli, I will have been driving for 1 hour. It means that even after that I may continue driving. Who knows? Even after reaching Adirapalli, I may continue. Adirapalli is a famous waterfalls in Kerala. Okay. So by the time you reach Adirapalli, I will have been driving the car for 1 hour. Okay, so I will have been driving the car for 1 hour by the time I reach Adirapalli. If you reach Adirapalli and check the clock, check the watch, then you can identify, oh, it's been 1 hour since I have been driving. Okay, but what about after that? Will I drive or not? I don't know. I may drive or may not. Okay, similarly, before you reach the college, I will have been waiting in the park. Before you reach the college, I will have been waiting in the park. So two actions means sometimes it shows two actions, one in the past and one in the future as well. Okay, here you can see by the time you reach Adirapalli Falls. So reaching is one action, driving is another action. Second is before you reach the college, I will have been waiting in the park. So reaching the college is one action that is expected to happen. I will have been waiting in the park. Waiting is the second, another action. But which is first action? Waiting only. Because by the time you reach the college, I will have been waiting. Iska matlab, I will have reached the college first, right? Only then you will come. Next is, Manu will have been saving 5 lakh rupees by next month. So, Manu will have been saving 5 lakh rupees by next month. Here, please understand, in the previous tense, that is in future perfect tense, what we discussed was, Manu will have saved 2 lakh rupees or 5 lakh rupees by next month or by the end of this year. So, in that case, I am stopping the savings at some point. Okay, if I tell Manu will have saved 5 lakh rupees by next month means I am stopping to save by next month. After next month, I am not going to continue saving. But here it is not like that. I will still continue saving. Okay, I may or may not continue saving. That is not surely mentioned here. If you stop, that's fine. But there is also a chance to continue. Okay, so Manu will have been saving 5 lakh rupees by next month. Means he started saving, he is still saving, and he will be saving 5 lakhs by next month, and he may even continue saving after that. Okay, so such situations are very rare to express, right? Okay, next is Rupesh will have been depositing 10,000 rupees in January. Again here, Rupesh will have been depositing. So in from the third example, there is only one action expressed, mentioned. Never mind, okay, you just need to focus only in the structure. It is not compulsory that always two actions should be given in the future perfect continuous tense. It's not necessary. Okay, from the third example you can see Manu will have been saving 5 lakh rupees by next month. Only one action called saving is mentioned. Right? Now, in the fourth example, Rupesh will have been depositing 10,000 rupees in January. So, Rupesh is expected to deposit 10,000 rupees by January. Okay? But he may even continue to deposit even after that. Okay. Next is Rakesh will have been enjoying with his family next year. So, Rakesh will have been enjoying with his family next year. Okay, so next year he will have been enjoying with his family and he may also continue to enjoy that. Okay, so that is what is actually meant in this future perfect continuous tense. So with this we have completed all the tenses, and there is one exception that you have to understand here. Yes, there is one exception when it comes to future tense. Okay, so this is a relationship between simple future and simple present tense. This is very, very important. As teachers, you must definitely know this. Okay, so what is that one exception? Let's see. While telling about some events that are already planned or scheduled in the future, we use the simple present tense to indicate them. So imagine some action is going to happen in the future. Okay, imagine that your school is going to conduct an exam on Monday. Okay, some exam is going to happen in your school and on Monday. That is already planned. Okay, everything is scheduled by the management and the principal, teachers. Everyone have scheduled everything. Okay, so this action is going to happen on Monday, which is a future day, which is in future. But since everything is planned on time, since everything is ready and scheduled, you can express that in simple present tense. So action is going to happen only on Monday, that is in future. Since everything is scheduled for Monday, is already pre-planned, you can express that in simple present tense. That is what we are going to check how it's going to happen. Okay, so for example, you can see the Chief Minister inaugurates the Science Forum at 10 a.m. on Monday. Okay, so the CM is going to come to your city. Imagine the Chief Minister of your state inaugurates the Science Forum at 10 a.m. on Monday. So it is already planned that the CM is going to visit your city to inaugurate the Science Forum on Monday, which is going to happen only on Monday. It is in future tense. Please note that it is in future. Okay, but a future activity is already expressed in simple present tense. The CM inaugurates the Science Forum at 10 a.m. on Monday. So how to know whether this is in simple present tense? I am telling this is in simple present tense, but I have to prove it, right? Check the structure of the sentence. The CM is the subject. Inaugurates, V1. So what is the structure of simple present tense? Subject plus V1 plus object. So the CM is the subject. Inaugurates, it is an action, right? To inaugurate. So inaugurates is the V1 plus the Science Forum is the object. So if you just look at the verb itself, you can understand that this is in simple present tense. Okay. Next, the PM gives a speech on G20 summit in October. PM is the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister is the subject. Gives is the V1 plus a speech on G20 summit in October is the object. So here you can see that it is already scheduled that the Prime Minister will give a speech on the G20 summit in October. It is already planned, but still we can express it in simple present tense. Next is the chief guest arrives at 10 a.m. Again, the chief guest is the subject plus arrives is the V1 plus at 10 a.m. is the object. The inauguration of the library is on September 25th. The inauguration of the library. Okay, so that is together the subject. The inauguration of the library, that is together the subject, please note. Is the verb, is. On September 25th is the object. We cannot divide inauguration and library separately. So together it is a subject. The inauguration of the library, that is a subject, plus is the verb, plus on September 25th is the object. Next is the appointment for the doctor is scheduled for Friday. The appointment for the doctor, that is together subject. Is the verb. Then scheduled for Friday is the object. Okay, so scheduled cannot be verb. Some people may have this doubt. Schedule is a verb, right? So why can't that be a verb? Since we are using simple present tense, the verb should always be in the V1 form. But scheduled is in past tense, V2 form. So you have to consider only is as the V1 form. Is in present tense, right? Helping verb. So this is how the exceptions are being explained. And you can understand very well that the simple present tense is not only used to show present activities but also to show already planned activities in the future. Clear? So that's it about future tense. Now we shall just have a revision of all the 12 tenses in one frame. All the 12 tenses under one frame. I have given an example here. Okay, Ria eats a fruit cake. This is the example. That is in simple present tense. So now you can check how I have changed the same sentence into different tenses according to the change in tense. So in simple present tense you are having Ria eats a fruit cake. In present continuous it will become Ria is eating a fruit cake. Next in present perfect, Ria has eaten a fruit cake. Subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object. Okay. Next under present perfect continuous you have Ria has been eating a fruit cake. Okay, so the first 4 tenses are done. Now moving to simple past. Ria ate a fruit cake. Past continuous. Ria was eating a fruit cake. Past perfect. Ria had eaten a fruit cake. Subject plus had plus V3 plus object. Okay. And past perfect continuous is Ria had been eating a fruit cake. Subject plus had plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. Next is simple future. Ria will eat a fruit cake. In future continuous you have Ria will be eating a fruit cake. In future perfect you have Ria will have eaten a fruit cake. And in future perfect continuous you have Ria will have been eating a fruit cake. Nothing, you just have to by heart all the structures. Okay, once you by heart all the structures, then definitely you can convert this. There is one more example I have given here. So I want you to read this example. Okay, you can just read the sentences. Yes, teachers, you can read it. Anyone can read it. Or all of them can together also do it. Please switch on your mic and you can read it.
Simple present. I walk every day. Sentence present continuous. I am walking every day. Present perfect. I have walked every day. Present perfect continuous. I have been walking every day. Simple past. I walk every day. Past continuous. I was walking every day. Past perfect. I have walked. I had walked every day. Past perfect continuous. I had been walking every day. Simple future. I will walk every day. Future continuous. I will be walking every day. Future perfect. I will have walked every day. Future perfect continuous. I will have been walking every day.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so this is how the sentences are changed into different tenses. So I will give a homework in the group. Okay, so you can just try changing the sentence into different tenses. Okay, the sentence will be given in a simple present tense. So what you have to do, convert the sentence into the rest of the 11 tenses. Okay, simple present tense will already be given by me. Okay, so what you can do, just change the tense, of the sentence and try writing it yourself. Okay, I will give one or two examples so that you can have more practice, right? Okay, so now the next topic is how to frame questions using different tenses. All the sentences that we read so far are assertive sentences, right? All the sentences that we read so far are those that ending with full stops. Those that end with full stop are called assertive sentences. So we checked or we read all the sentences under different tenses which were ending in full stop. But we must also know how to frame questions in different tenses. That is what we are going to check now. So we have studied 12 tenses in English. Now let's check how we can form questions using any kind of tense. So even if you look at a question, you must know in what tense it is written, whether it is in simple present or simple past or simple future, right? So that is what we are going to check now. So the first one is simple present tense. Okay, so simple present tense is very simple to understand, as you know, and the questions are also framed in such a way that you can very easily understand that this is in simple present tense. So if you look at some particular question, you can understand that it is in simple present tense. Okay, so here you can look at some examples. I will just read the questions, then I will come back to answers. The first one is, who are you? Are you Soumya? Okay, so actually the question is who are you, which starts with a question word. So let me tell you, all the questions will begin only with auxiliary verbs. Okay, but who is not an auxiliary verb? It is a question word, WH word. So that is the reason I have also added one more question, are you Soumya? So are is a helping verb, so this is a question, fine. Whereas who are you cannot be considered here. So that's the reason I wanted to give you some clarity. So first I am asking who are you, then I am asking are you Soumya? Are you Soumya? Are you आप Soumya है ना? Okay, आप Soumya है? I am asking like that. Okay, so who are you? Are you Soumya? So the answer is yes, I am Soumya. Okay, next is, do you walk every day? Yes, I walk every day. Does he smoke? He smokes. Does she sing well? She sings well. Do I look beautiful? You look beautiful. Are they your students? They are my students. Are you friends? We are friends. Is it your pet dog? It is my pet dog. So here you can understand that most of the questions in simple present tense will either begin with do or does. Do or does. Let me discuss about that are, is and are later. Okay, that is an exception that I have to discuss. So do or does are the two words used to form questions in simple present tense. Just a minute, please excuse. Yes, students. So here you can see that most of the questions begin with do or does. So do you like ice cream? Do you go to school? Does she sing well? Does he dance well? All these are in simple present tense. Now the answers, for example, for the question, do you walk every day? You can check the answer as I walk every day. So for the question, do you walk every day? The answer is I walk every day. So now you can check the structure of the answer. I walk every day. So here I is the subject plus walk is the V1 plus everyday is the object. So subject plus V1 plus object. This is in simple present tense, right? So even the question is following the same tense. I will show you how. Do you walk every day? So here you can see this, forget the question word do. Do is a question word. I mean here it is a question word, auxiliary verb. So let it be apart for the time being. Set aside it for a time being. Set it aside for some time, and you can just check. You is the subject plus walk is the verb plus everyday is the object. So you walk every day, that is subject plus V1 plus object. Now if I include that helping verb do, it becomes do you walk every day. So the question is also in simple present tense, subject plus V1 plus object. The answer is also in the same format, subject plus V1 plus object. This is how you have to identify that a question is in simple present tense or not. Next is, does he smoke? Does he smoke? So just forget does, which is the question word. He is the subject plus smoke is the V1. There is no object in this sentence. That's okay, even if we don't have objects. We already know that some sentences will not have objects. You just have to give importance for the subject and the verb. So he smoke, subject plus V1. So the answer is he smokes. Yes, he smokes. So he is the subject plus smokes is the verb. This is also in simple present tense. Next is, does she sing well? Does she sing well? So you are using does instead of do because she is the singular subject. He, she, all these are singular subjects. So you are using does instead of do. So does she sing well? So here again forget the does, keep it aside for some time. She is the subject plus sing is the V1 plus well is the object. So she sing well, subject plus V1 plus object. So the answer is yes, she sings well. So does she sing well? Yes, she sings well. Okay, that is also in simple present tense. Next is, do I look beautiful? Do I look beautiful? So I is actually singular, but we have to consider it only as a plural subject. That is an exception in English. So you can write does I look. You can write only do I look. Do I look beautiful? The answer is yes, you look beautiful. You look beautiful. That is also in simple present tense. Are they your students? Okay, now coming to are and is. Generally, are and is are used to form questions only in present continuous tense. Okay, in present continuous tense only we use are and is, are and am. But here I have included this are and is because we are not using the V1 plus ing here. Okay, just let me show you one question. You can understand here. Just look at the second question here. Are you walking in the ground? This is in present continuous tense, okay? Are you walking in the ground? So here are, okay, is a question word. So you is the subject plus walking is the V1 plus ing. In the ground is the object. So we know that in present continuous tense verb should be in the ing form. That is V1 plus ing. So are you walking in the ground? So the answer is yes, I am walking in the ground. So here you can see that if I am using is or am or are, all the verbs are in the ing form, gerund form. Looking, walking, jogging, studying, dancing and playing. Okay, so generally is, am and are used in present continuous tense only. But here I have included this is and are in simple present tense because you are not using the V1 plus ing. In this question, no, please check. Are they your students? Are they your students? The answer is they are my students. So here they is the subject, are is the verb, plus my students is the object. So there is nothing wrong in writing this sentence in simple present tense. It is not wrong to call this sentence in simple present because you are not using V1 plus ing. Unless you use V1 plus ing, it will not become present continuous tense. Okay. Similarly, are you friends? Yes, we are friends. This is also simple present tense only. Is it your pet dog? Yes, it is my pet dog. This is also again in simple present tense. This is the same case in the first question also. Are you Soumya? Yes, I am Soumya. Okay. So no need to get confused like is, am or are. They are used only in present continuous tense. Hai na? Then why ma'am is teaching like this? Don't think like that. Here we are not using the V1 plus ing. Okay, here we are just considering it as simple present tense only. Now we shall discuss the questions in present continuous tense. Okay, I am reading the questions now. First, am I looking gorgeous? Are you walking in the ground? Is Rani jogging in the field? Is Sriram studying? Is Bhavana dancing on the terrace? Are children playing? So, in these examples, it is very clear that all are in present continuous tense. Because you can see that I plus looking it is in V1 plus ing. Are you walking? Walking is V1 plus ing. Is Rani jogging in the field? Jogging, V1 plus ing. Is Sriram studying? Yes, studying, V1 plus ing. Is Bhavana dancing on the terrace? Again, dancing is in V1 plus ing form. And are children playing? Playing is also in the V1 plus ing form. So naturally, we can understand that if you are using is, am or are plus V1 plus ing, that is in present continuous tense. So the answers are as follows. You are looking gorgeous. I am walking in the ground. Rani is jogging in the field. Sriram is studying for exams. Bhavana is dancing on the terrace. Children are playing here. So all these sentences are in present continuous tense. So what you have to analyze is just check whether the sentence is starting with is or am or are. Okay. If they are starting with is or am or are, it can be either simple present or present continuous tense. Because we discussed in the previous example, if a sentence starting with are or is can also be simple present tense, है ना? So please make sure that whether they are in simple present or present continuous. How can you confirm that? It is by looking at the form of the verb. Whether if it is in V1 plus ing, confirm it as present continuous tense. Otherwise, if it is just V1, simply V1, that will be in simple present tense. Okay. Next, if it is clear, moving to present perfect tense. Present perfect tense will have all the questions beginning either with has or have. Has or have. Okay. So I will read the questions one by one. Have you attended the program? Have I passed the exam? Has Ram lost his umbrella? Has Sita filed a complaint in the police station? Have they finished their lunch? Have you submitted the paper? So here all the questions are beginning either with has or with have. And you can check the structure of the sentence. Just forget that has or have. Apart from that, subject plus that has or have is coming in the first part as the question word. Plus V3, check whether V3 form is followed. Because the present perfect tense structure is subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object, right? So here you can check attended is in V3 form, passed V3 form, lost V3 form, filed V3, finished V3, submitted V3. Any verb that is in V3 form is used in present perfect tense. So have you attended the program? The answer is I have attended the program. So here have will come in the right place. Subject plus have plus V3 plus object. Similarly, have I passed the exam? Yes, you have passed the exam. So subject plus have plus V3 plus object. Next is, has Ram lost his umbrella? Yes, Ram has lost his umbrella. So subject plus has plus V3 plus object. I, you are plural subjects, so you are using have, but Ram is singular, you are using has. That's why you are using has. Okay. Has Sita filed a complaint in the police station? Yes, Sita has filed a complaint in the police station. So again Sita has. Okay. Have they finished their lunch? Yes, they have finished their lunch. Have you submitted the paper? Yes, we have submitted the paper. So here you means actually sometimes you का मतलब आप या तुम. Sometimes you means you all, right? आप सब या तुम सब. So if I ask a group of students, have you submitted the paper? Then they will tell, yes teacher, we have submitted the paper. So I have written we in that context. Okay, sometimes you will refer to a group of people. So have you submitted the paper? Yes, we have submitted the paper. Okay, so this is how we can form sentences in present perfect tense. Okay, then there is also an example. Present perfect tense is used to indicate a link between the present and the past. The time of the action is before now but not specified. Right, present perfect tense is having such a special use. It is actually in past only, but it is in recent past. The time of the action will not be specified, but the action would have taken place in the recent past. So there would be a link between the present and the past. For example, subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object is the format, and you have written a letter. That is in present perfect tense. If I want a negative form, then I can write you have not written a letter. And if it is a question, then it will be have you written a letter. This is one example that I got from the Google. Okay. Next, moving to present perfect continuous tense. So just remember the structure. Subject plus has or have been plus V1 plus ing plus object. Okay. Now the questions will also begin either with has or have only. With one difference, the verb will be again in V1 plus ing form. Verb will be in V1 plus ing because this is in present perfect continuous tense. Okay. So the first question is, has it been raining for a long time? So where do we use present perfect tense? It is to show actions that started in the past but it still continues. Actions that started in the past and still continue are said to be in present perfect continuous tense. So, has it been raining for a long time? It means, did it start raining before a long time and is it still continuing? So, the answer is yes, it has been raining for a long time. Next, have you been waiting for 2 hours? Yes, I have been waiting for 2 hours. Has he been writing an article? Yes, he has been writing an article. Matlab, he started writing an article a few hours back and he is still writing. Okay. Has she been studying for the exam? Yes, she has been studying for the exam. Means she started studying in the past and she is still continuing. Have you been preparing for the interview? Yes, we have been preparing for the interview. Again, you is used to show a group of people here. Okay, have you been preparing for the interview? Yes, we have been preparing for the interview. Or you can tell I have been preparing for the interview. Both are fine. Okay, so here you can see that has or have is again used as the first word of the question. Apart from that, subject plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. That has or have is coming in the first part since it is a question. Because they are questions, so that is why we have to bring that auxiliary verb in the first part. Okay, so this is all about present perfect continuous tense. Now moving to simple past. We shall discuss the 4 past tenses also today. Okay. Simple past tense, always the questions will begin with did. Did. Okay. So did you, in simple present tense it was do or does. Right. So in simple past all the questions will begin with did. Alright. So the first one, did you go to the temple? The answer is I went to the temple. Yes, I went to the temple. So when you are writing answer, go will become went. Okay, present tense will become past tense. Did you go? We don't ask did you went. Did is already a past word. So we don't again use the past tense went. It is did you go? Did you go to the temple? Yes, I went to the temple. Did Ria eat pancake? Ria ate a pancake. Did Shyam come to your home? Shyam came to my home. Did Varun visit Taj Mahal? Varun visited the Taj Mahal. I'm sorry, did Varun visit the Taj Mahal? Varun visited the Taj Mahal. Did he answer the question correctly? Yes, he answered the question correctly. Did Aradhana answer the question correctly? Yes, Aradhana answered the question correctly. So here there is one thing that you have to know. If you are using did in a sentence to form questions, you should always use the V1 form only. Did you go? Did Ria eat? Did Shyam come? Did Varun visit? Did he answer? All these are in V1. But when you are writing the answers, change it into V2. Go becomes went, eat becomes ate, come becomes came, visit becomes visited, answer becomes answered. Alright. Now moving to past continuous tense. In present continuous tense, we used is, am or are as the first word of the question. In past continuous, you are just using was or were. That's it. Okay. Was or were. Just remember the structure. Subject plus was or were plus V1 plus ing plus object. So the questions are as follows. Was Rani working as a teacher? Yes, Rani was working as a teacher. Past continuous tense, right? Were you wearing a sari? I was wearing a sari. Was dressing up? He was dressing up for the interview, maybe. Was Manu traveling? Yes, Manu was traveling. Were they waiting in the hotel? Yes, they were waiting in the hotel. Were you cleaning the house? We were cleaning our house. Or we were cleaning the house. Okay, so here was or were comes first, then subject plus V1 plus ing plus object comes. Okay, so any sentence, any question that begins with was or were expresses past continuous tense. Okay, and finally moving to past perfect tense. In past perfect, we can use either, not either, there is no chance for either. Actually, it's a typing mistake, I'm sorry. You should use only had. Okay, just a minute, let me correct it. Okay, you can use only had. In present perfect tense, you can use both has or have, but in past perfect tense, you can use only had, because the structure is subject plus had plus V3 plus object, isn't it? Okay, now look at the questions. Had the train left? So the train had left. Had the flight taken off? The flight had taken off. Have you forgotten his name? I had forgotten his name. Had Manu lost his money? Manu had lost his money. Had they eaten the pizza? They had eaten the pizza. Eaten is the V3. Similarly, left, taken off, forgotten, lost, eaten, all these are in V3. Okay. Had you written a letter? Yes, it's actually I had. Okay, I had
Ma'am,
written.
I have one doubt.
Yeah.
For beat, what is the past tense and future tense?
For which word, ma'am?
Beat.
Beat,
B.
bet, beat, bet, beaten.
But I saw in one of the thing, they are telling beat, beaten.
No, it's actually beat. Bet, bet is the usually
But
followed.
means we will change the spelling as BET.
No, no, no. BEAT only. That bet
Uh-huh.
is different from BET bet. BET bet is like
That
challenging
betting
someone,
challenging.
betting someone. That is BET.
But it is
BEAT.
given as BEATBEATEN, again BEATEN. So I
No,
had on doubt.
actually it's wrong, madam.
Wrong.
Beaten only it will come in the V3 only.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, thank you.
BEAT, BEATEN. That is the correct one.
Okay,
Okay, okay, fine, fine.
okay.
Some people will have this confusion. What is the difference between like how to pronounce BEAT in present tense and BEAT in past tense? So though the spellings are same, we have to pronounce in the past tense as bet. That is the doubt that some children may have, or some people who are learning may have. Like just like read, read.
Yes,
Mm,
yes,
READ is for read and read also, right?
yes.
Likewise. Okay, okay. Okay, so next is had Manu lost his money? Manu had lost his money. Next is had they eaten the pizza? They had eaten the pizza. You have to pronounce the word as pizza. Okay, pizza. Had you written a letter? I had written. It's I had. Okay, I had written a letter. Had you booked the tickets? I had booked the tickets. Now, finally moving to past perfect continuous tense. There is only a small change. The questions will begin only with had only, but you will be having one been in the sentence. So, for example, had it been raining since yesterday? It had been raining since yesterday. Have you been? Oh, again it is have. Okay, just a minute. Let me correct it. I don't know how this mistakes came. Maybe by mistake in the typing it happened. I'm very sorry.